Welcome to Unfertile and Unfiltered, a unfiltered podcast about male factor infertility, the real, the raw, the ugly. My name is Sydney,
My name is Matt.
and this is our story. Okay, so it's really tough doing podcasts not back to back because I kind of forget where we left off on the last one, but
The last one was, hey, we ended right before we were talking about everything right before the surgery.
well, and you just love a good cliffhanger. That's your favorite thing of all time to do.
I do love a cliffhanger.
You're like, we have to do a good cliffhanger. Okay, so we got our date. I can't remember if we talked about this in our last podcast, so if we did, I apologize right now. But we got the date for
December 2nd.
the MicroTESE.
Well, the chick was like, oh, yeah, it's... Actually, I think we talked about that. It's 3 months out, and then they're like, oh, we actually have one in 11 days.
Well,
no, it was like 2.5 weeks for the... where they put you under, and 11 days for the non-anesthesia.
Oh, I do think we talked about this because we were talking about how my mom said that you're a baby.
Yeah.
Meaning you were being a baby. You're not being a baby,
That's
but
true.
she was saying you're being a baby. So, and then as far as just like walking through process, one backing up. That Friday when we scheduled the December 2nd, that evening we got a call from the nurse, basically just asking if we had any questions. And I remember we were trying to get details out of her as far as, okay, what are our odds?
The day
What is this going to look
after,
like?
the day
No,
after
remember
we
the day
scheduled-
of Friday, the nurse called us in the car.
Well, no, I called them. Because remember, like the 10 days in between, like they didn't say anything. Like we scheduled it and there was just nothing.
Yes, but you forgot that Friday you rescheduled, great, and then in that evening they called us and said, "Hey, just want to make sure you didn't have any questions." Da, 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 da. And you're like, "Yeah, great, sounds good, awesome." And then, yeah, for the whole 11 days there was like silence.
So I called them the day before.
Because you didn't even get, which is totally fine. Oh, one thing that I'm going to say that I am slightly annoyed with what the nurse said. So that Friday, when we found out, you're going to have to do a surgery, I said, so should I just and I don't know I just don't think I was thinking through this correctly and still thinking that maybe there'd been, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But I asked her, should I wait to schedule an appointment with my fertility clinic?
Yeah.
I was like, should I do it now or should I wait until after his microtesting? She's like, you can honestly probably wait. Like, it's not a big deal. But you look back at that.
They suggest everyone waits.
Which is dumb when you think about it, because no matter what, based off of the diagnosis that you were getting, we would have to go through an infertility clinic. So I'm a little annoyed that we didn't know earlier, because I could have scheduled earlier and then gotten in earlier. Which is fine. It's not a big deal. I'm just annoyed. I'm just going to be annoyed about it.
How dare they? Well, I'm going to get surgery. Oh my gosh, how dare they?
No, it's more on just the idea that you get different answers from different nurses, and sometimes you just don't know if you can trust them. Because they say, like, no, you don't need to wait, but, like, I'm obviously going to have to go to an infertility clinic, so it doesn't matter how well or bad your surgery went. Either way, I was going to a clinic. Because if it went well, you would have been done doing IVF.
Yeah, that's true.
We would have been doing IVF. Anyways, that was my one rant. We can go back on schedule. So you went on Tuesday. So the day before, you called them. What did they say?
I called them. I'm like, I just haven't heard anything. Like, am I supposed to do anything? Like, oh, just come in tomorrow and
come in at 9.
Come in at 9. I'm like, do I need to be early? Nope, just come at 9. We didn't know what we were supposed to do, and so we just I don't know. We just showed up.
Yeah. So morning of, how were you feeling? Were you feeling nervous before we left? Or were you just like numbing it?
Trying to think back on.
That's why we got to talk about it, so you don't forget. You can document for
that
posterity.
Well, because I was pretty set on. I was like, honestly, I don't even think we should do the surgery because they're not gonna. I was like, because you already knew. I felt like they weren't gonna find anything.
But I
was kind of at peace of like, no, we're gonna have to do something else.
This is first time I'm hearing it, because I felt like you needed to do the surgery to feel.
You thought I needed to do this surgery so that I would have closure.
Which do you not think is kind of valid?
Hard, cold evidence, yeah. I think that was great. But I went into that surgery feeling like they weren't going to find anything. So it confirmed my feeling.
I know, but I just confirmed my feeling that
otherwise it would have been a forever... Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should have got the surgery, you know?
Well, and especially if I think moving forward, as we talk to people and get to know people, I think it would be tough because we are obviously going to hear success stories of MicroTESEs and going well, and I could just see in the back of your mind always thinking like, well, wait, maybe I actually can have children. They need to retrieve the
Yeah.
test or the
The
sperm.
sperm. Yeah, it's true.
Morning of, I remember I told you had to put all your laundry away, and then I asked you to bring the trash cans back in because I was thinking this guy's gonna be down for a few days, and I don't want to clean his mess up.
Yeah.
And you were totally annoyed with me. I was like, "Can you
I
take
was
the
like,
trash
I'm
in?"
about to go get my nuts sliced open.
And then, in my defense, though, what day was it?
That was a Tuesday.
And what day is garbage day?
Friday.
So from Friday to Tuesday, you had the chance to take in the trash, and you did not.
Huh? Friday? You mean from Tuesday to Friday?
No, I'm saying the trash was out
Oh,
on Friday,
bringing it back.
bringing it back.
Bringing it
So
back.
I remember you were annoyed, and I
Yeah.
was thinking, you are the one who hasn't brought the trash back. This is a blue job.
Yeah, it was my surgery day. I was, there's a lot of emotions.
You could have the day before. You could have Sunday. Could have Saturday.
I need a couple days to mentally prepare myself.
You did a good job this week. You put them away right after. Was it you or was it?
It was me.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay, so the morning of, we went in there. They checked us in.
and it was, they put us in a room. They gave me a gown. They talked to us for a while.
Well, one person talked to us, and we asked them a bunch of questions, and they gave us no. They were a nurse.
Like, you'll have to ask the doctor.
Yeah, they didn't know anything. Then the doctor came in.
Spat us out a bunch of probabilities. He's like, yeah, it's a pretty high chance to find sperm in the tessie.
And he was feeling that way because, do you remember what your FSH is?
Yeah, because I was FSH and LH. One was 10.3 and one was 10.2, which was, it's anything below 10 is considered like normaler. Anything like 20 is like super crazy. So I was like right in between the normal and then like there's a little bit of problems with your levels.
Yeah, because it was just 0.2 and 0.3.
Yeah.
So he gave us some hope where he was thinking, yeah, I think this will be great.
I think he thought he was going to find something.
I think so too. He even said, I might honestly only have to, if we find enough, I might not even have to go into the second testicle. It'll be a shorter surgery. I'll just dig around and I'll get as much as I need. And then I won't have to go to the next one.
But if he doesn't find anything, then he was going to have to go.
Yes, but he was even giving us that option where we were thinking, oh, this actually might be shorter.
And if it was, what was he saying? He's like, if we go into the first testicle and we find something, like, we're talking 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was going to be quick. And they'd first remember do a
test. It ended up being 2 hours.
Not that you remember, you were high as a kite. They also said, we first do a tessie, which actually I don't even know what that is because we never Googled that.
What's the difference between a tessie and a micro-tessie?
I just think you don't have to slice into things as much. I have no idea. I need to Google that. But there's tessie, and then he said we will have to do a micro-tessie, but we start with the tessie, which is less invasive. So he gave you some pills and
some like liquid.
I think that's what.
I think it was morphine.
I don't know what it was.
It worked really well.
It took you out.
Worked too well.
We both got I guess we didn't ever mention the place. It was, I forget the name. What's the name of it?
Male Fertility and Peroni's Clinic.
Yes, in Orem.
We mentioned the last one.
I know, but I'm just saying I couldn't remember.
Oh.
So we went in the room. I didn't know. You told me, okay, yeah, you're just going to drop me off and then I'll just text you when I'm ready. And I was thinking, I don't know. Because
we didn't know. We didn't know what we were doing.
And they didn't give any context. So we go in. I go in with you. And he said that I can be there as long as I don't break any barriers. And then, when do you think the loopiness hit?
30 minutes? I don't know. He did it, didn't he? It's because I was so drugged. I don't remember the timeline quite well.
Yeah.
Wasn't he did he do a couple things of like, hey, does this hurt? And I'd be like, no.
At that point, I don't think you were high. You didn't kick in yet.
Oh, because they gave me a shot. And
he said it was going to hurt a lot. And you said it didn't hurt
whatsoever.
I'm not going to claim this as doctrine because maybe it hurts for other people. But for you, what did it feel like? Just a pinch?
If that.
Really?
It felt like, I was like, well, he's in there.
Yeah.
But it didn't hurt whatsoever.
That's great.
So that was the best case. Because he said that's supposed to be the worst case of the whole surgery. The post-constipation was the worst part.
The post-op. And then, okay, so yeah, he puts you under, he puts you on a table. He did all the numbing stuff. You were very cognizant for that part.
Then because I think I was pretty cognizant when he had started cutting open
when he was
the
cutting
sac,
it, but by the time that it was open and he was doing it,
and then pulled one of
that's when
the
you went out.
testicles out.
That's when you all of a sudden were high.
Yeah,
Because you asked me, this is gonna make it. This will all be weird.
Oh my goodness.
Can we? Are we okay to share the story? I just think it's funny.
So I was like, Sid, take a photo. Take a photo. I want to see what's happening.
He loves seeing surgery. You like that kind of stuff.
I had a big mole that was probably like this big, cut out of my thigh. And I was like, I want to watch. So I watched him numb it and just cut it and stitch it.
Yeah, that's crazy. You love watching that kind of stuff. So I didn't break the barrier, but I went around and I zoomed in. I took a picture of your open testicles.
And she gave me her phone.
And then you're like, let me see, let me see. And I didn't know what was going to happen next. But I gave him the phone and he proceeds to text it.
From her phone.
The photo from my
phone.
To his family group chat. So it looks like.
And it's a photo of my testicle open. My testicle.
So like your genitals.
You couldn't see my penis.
I can't remember. I'd have to look back at the photo.
The testicle was open.
And it just looks like I'm texting your family saying, hey, look, I'm just keeping you updated. Like, listen, I'm an open book, but I'm not that. Like, I have boundaries in my openness. So then I take it from you, I delete it, and I say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. He's high. He sent that on his own. But in that amount of time, you also sent the photo to yourself. And then you texted it from your phone to your family group chat.
And then I wouldn't give you my phone, would I?
You wouldn't give me your phone. So it's just, I think I finally.
And I think you just said, sorry, he's high.
And your mom, I don't think she knew how high you were.
Well, didn't Jenica say, I don't think I needed to see that? My sister-in-law was like...
Yeah, because she didn't need to see that.
She probably didn't, but I was high.
You were high.
What are we going to do?
And I don't know if your family really realized how high you were until you FaceTime your mom mid-surgery. Because, like, they were fine. You had your phone.
I FaceTime my mom?
You were... Did you not remember that?
No.
I have a video of you FaceTiming your mom. You talked to her twice.
Twice?
I think so.
2 different FaceTimes.
Yeah, I think so. I think you FaceTimed them and said they didn't find anything. But you FaceTimed her and you were really loopy. She just got back from burn. And then... I can't remember. I talked to her on the phone or I texted her, but she was like, oh, he is actually high. Like, he's definitely high.
There's a couple funny moments from that surgery for me
what
being
else
high.
did you say?
When you weren't giving me my phone, I was mad. And I was like...
Maybe don't say the name. Or you can say it. I'll mute it.
I was like, man, you know who would have given me the phone? And then I named off a girl that I used to date.
Would have given me the phone.
Would have given me the phone.
And I was just sitting there laughing because I had recorded that. So I sent your family and shots were fired.
Yeah.
It was fine. I know you were literally high as a kite, so it was fine. You also asked the doctor to rate.
I said,
your genitals.
Hey, what would you rate my wiener? And
it's a penis.
Well, I don't know. I figured it's probably...
Is a wiener better than penis?
Well, I figured it's probably going to get bleeped out, so...
Okay, that's true.
And he's like, I don't think that's my job. And I'm like, wow, Sydney would rate it a 30 out of 10.
Before that, you said, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
That was a trick question.
I was just testing you. It was a trick question. I was just testing you.
And then I was like, I'm a grower, not a shower.
I feel like I have to mute that part. Anyways, you were, so high. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. Oh, you wanted to watch it. You were trying to reach your hand above the curtain to watch it.
Well, I got a photo.
You did, but you were trying to watch it, and you couldn't see it. They couldn't break the barrier. Imagine it was like a woman that does a C-section.
And there's just a curtain in front of you. Yeah. So I can just go up and, like, click a photo. But I couldn't. I mean, it was a photo, so I couldn't watch it. So I watched the MicroTESE on the internet, and it was an Indian guy explaining the surgery as the surgery was happening. And because I was high, I started mimicking. I was like repeating everything he said in an Indian accent.
And then you sliced the testes, and then you. I was like, I'm so sorry, doctor. He's just. I swear he's high. You know he's high. You gave him the drugs. I cannot claim anything that he says or does here.
Yeah.
You also told him our dating story, which I can't remember. I recorded it, but you gave him our dating story.
I was probably like, yeah, she was chasing me down.
Oh, you said I broke up with you, and then you became the Elders Quorum president, which is like a role in our church. That's like a leadership position. And you said, and then when I was spiritual, she came running back.
That's right. That's right.
Anyways. It wasn't, did you feel anything in the surgery at all?
No.
And you honestly, after doing that, would have never been like you were totally fine to not go under.
Oh yeah. If anyone that watches this has to go get a MicroTESE and it costs more to go under, it's not worth it. I also fell asleep for half the surgery.
Yeah, and you were high, so you were
And
super relaxed.
well, I was high for what, 30 minutes, and then I was asleep for an hour.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and I was not high anymore.
Yeah.
But I was still numb.
And I think pretty relaxed.
Yeah, I was very relaxed.
So he sliced open the first testicle and he was digging through it. It was actually really interesting. So this is when
he was telling you that
So in the testes, and don't medically quote me on this, but in the testes there's tiny little, I think what they call tubules.
Yes, that's right.
And they basically look like, I would say pulp. Pulp would be the best explanation of like how small it is and how.
Yeah.
So, but it's obviously not clear. It's yeah. Anyways, it's like pulp. So he was saying, he's like, yeah, it looks like based off of his. Well, first of all, he said that your testicles were slightly below average in size.
I guess I got small balls.
What a kick to the balls.
Dang it.
That was so rough. And then he said, based off of your tubules, and this is not to scale, but he was basically saying...
He was doing an analogy.
The analogy was, if the tubules were spaghetti, they should be fettuccine size, and yours were angel hair size. So he was saying they're tiny.
Yeah.
Which then diagnosed... He said, based off of that biopsy and what he finds, you were diagnosed with Sertoli Cell Only Syndrome, which is a pretty, I think, rare syndrome. Did you know you can do... I was thinking we'd need to do some genetic testing and things with you, just to see. It could be that you're missing a chromosome or something like that.
Doesn't really matter because it's not going to reproduce.
I know, it'd just be interesting to know, to like know the exact thing,
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, he went through those ones, and I'm a little bugged because he didn't tell us yet. I'm based off of that diagnosis, I don't think I'm going to find anything. He just said, oh yeah, I think I'd give him this diagnosis.
Yeah, and I after the first, he's like, I found nothing in the first one. That's when I FaceTimed my parents, right?
No, he found he got 2 vials of tubules.
From each.
Yeah, so from the first testy, and then they were testing it under a microscope and searching it.
Couldn't find anything.
And when they were searching it, he said, yeah, in our initial search, we haven't found anything.
Yeah.
So then that's when he said, oh, I'm going to move over to the second testy and slice it open. I think that's when you FaceTime your family.
Saying, yeah, they didn't find anything in the first, they're going into the second.
Yeah. And that ended up, I think the surgery ended up being like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Ish.
Probably what, 2 hours of actual surgery?
Yeah, we got out of there around 12:30.
Yeah.
How are you feeling at that moment? Was there any kind of shock, or were you just like, yeah, this is what I expected?
I think it was like, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. I don't think the processing came till a couple weeks later of like, because I was like, yeah, okay. And they called and they're like, do you want us to save? Because they're like, we have 4 vials. Because they called us that evening.
So, yeah, I guess we could jump to that and then finish off the day. But they said that they didn't find anything, but they would continue to search for a few more hours. And we had to wait for a phone call, and he said he'd call by 5 p.m.
Yeah, so I put a jock strap on, hobbled back. Actually, the most I could have walked the entire week was right after the surgery because it was numb.
Yeah, so we drove home. You were hungry, wanted Chick-fil-A, and you started feeling pain. So you're in the Chick-fil-A line.
Yeah, because it
ordered a butt ton. We got ice. You got a 32 nugget. It ended up being around $45.
A shake.
We were just like, hey, we're gonna eat our emotions. This is fine. And then I saw in front of us, we had a couple, the lady took my order and then she went ahead of us, and I heard her mouth, it's $42. Would you still like to pay it forward? And I heard them just say yes. And then she came back and she said, hey, the couple ahead of you just decided to pay it forward, so your meal is covered.
Yeah.
And I started sobbing.
She started bawling.
Oh, was I? Actually, yeah, I was. I started crying.
Composed herself, sort of.
I composed myself. And we were sitting, and it was a long wait. And I was just sitting there thinking, like, oh my gosh. Have you ever had somebody pay it forward to you? I've never had that experience. And I know people do it. I just have never experienced that. So, and I was driving, obviously. And we were sitting there. I was like, Matt, I need to go tell them. They need to know. Because, you always, you pay it forward, you donate something. You don't really get to see the other end of that. So I compose myself. I go up to them and knock on their door.
Kind of. You were still choking on
I thought I
yourself.
was fine. And then she rolled down the window and I was like, my husband just found out he can't be the father of his own children. So thank you so much. I felt it was the most terrible.
And what was their facial reaction?
I think they just said, yeah, of course. Like, oh my gosh, yes. We were so happy to. I don't know. I did not get the correct words out.
Out of all the days of my whole entire life and your whole entire life, the pay it forward happened on the worst day of our life.
Wait, why do you mean it happened on the worst day?
No, because we found out I wasn't gonna have kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that was
Out of all days it could have happened.
Well, that was Jesus.
That was like if you don't believe in God, you should probably believe in God now. Obviously,
that was like
we believe in God, but it's like God. Yep, God knew about that one.
That was a God and Jesus moment of the
God prompted them to do that
thing ever, and we didn't end up paying it forward because I just genuinely was in so much shock, and which is fine. I think that was a gift to us from God, so it was totally fine.
Pay it forward next time.
Next time, well, I want to know how much the order is first. I'm not gonna pay for a $45 order. I'm just kidding. Anyways, then we came home. You were in tons of pain.
I was seriously. I went straight to the bed and I just laid.
Anyways, so came home, got your meds. You were basically in bed all day. So much pain. Icing it. I was making you ice it because that's what they said. You have to make sure you ice it to keep it the inflammation under control.
Like I said, the first day was probably the most comfortable.
So they told us no and we're devastated. Then he called and he said, couldn't find anything. We do have 4 vials of these tubules. So what I didn't understand before going into this is once you open up a tubule, let's say there's sperm, you have to use that sperm instantly.
Immediately.
So they only searched through samples of those vials and they didn't find anything, but we still have 4 vials that are frozen.
And we forgot to mention, when he's looking in the testicles, he's looking for the best tubules. So he was pulling the best ones out that he could find.
Yeah. So the reason why they couldn't dig through those 4 vials is if they did dig through them and they did find sperm, we would need to use those instantly. And I haven't gone through IVF or anything, so we couldn't do it. So he asked if we wanted to store them. I think they're storing them for free till March.
Yeah, we got 3 months.
Do you have any?
So March 2nd.
Do you have any? Should we thaw them, make them search for them?
Because no, but then if they find it, it's like there was your chance.
Well, that's if.
Well, but if they thought them and found them, no, I'm saying if they thought them and found them, I think I'd be like, I think we could consider
doing another MicroTESE.
That's besides the point.
If we did IVF, then I could see us saying, okay, just thaw them and look through them. We don't have any, it's 0% chance of hope. Just, the last final hammer down.
Yeah.
The downside of it is, I don't know if I'm going to do IVF, depends on the test. And they made it sound like they wanted a fresh MicroTESE anyways.
Yeah, the clinic.
Also, it's $800 to ship it to the clinic, or $700. I'll pick it up.
Just to ship it.
Bro, I'll pick it up.
Give
it to me. I'll bring a portable freezer. I will bring it to the clinic.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a ton of money. So once he called, how are you feeling? Was that a nail in the coffin? Was that the big moment where you were, or you?
No, I was after the surgery. I knew they weren't gonna find. I keep telling you, Sid.
But do you agree?
Knew. No, I knew after the surgery. I knew they weren't gonna find anything.
But do you see
the nail in the coffin was when he didn't find anything in the second testicle.
Did you see any kind of benefit to?
When they asked if I wanted to freeze it for 3 months free, that was me saying, but just a little bit of hope. Just a little bit of hope. Even though I know there's nothing in there. I don't know.
There's a 5% chance. I Googled it.
Yeah, but probably, did you look up my condition?
I can't remember. I just remember the 5% chance.
It's probably 0.
Yeah. So as far as recovery goes,
day 1 was fine.
We had our neighbors bring over dinner. That was so nice of them.
And I couldn't get out of bed.
Nor did you want to.
And then day 2.
The night was
Wednesday
bad.
Was.
Well, the Wednesday
was okay.
Tuesday night, you were in a lot of pain. All throughout the night. You got me.
No, because you gave me. Well, yes, I was. And then you gave me an extra pill.
And then I was icing. I got
But that was
for
pure
icing.
pain, not discomfort.
Yeah, that's true.
And I got prescribed oxycodone.
Yeah.
And so then Thursday during the day was fine, and then it went downhill.
You were
Or sorry,
constipated.
Wednesday day was fine.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night it started to get bad. I started getting weird abdominal pain, and then I had abdominal pain all of Thursday, but I was like, oh, Miralax, drink some of that, blah, 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 blah.
Well, we got Miralax and it said do the cap. I didn't
cap.
know that you're supposed to do the entire thing if you're actually constipated. I guess the cap is for just daily use. The whole thing is if you are constipated. We also did 2 enemas on Thursday. I went to the Walmart at 6 a.m.
2 enemas.
Picked up an enema, Miralax, and prune juice. You didn't drink enough water that day.
Probably not.
You drank like 24 ounces of water.
Regardless.
Which is nothing. So you were just constipated. I mean, I was feeling really frustrated.
Oh, she was very frustrated.
Because you weren't doing what you needed to do to make sure you're weren't.
It's true. But Thursday I was miserable the entire day.
Well, you were in pain and you were
I so much pain I couldn't crawl out of bed because my abdomen hurt.
Because you were constipated.
Because I knew I was constipated, but we're talking.
Why didn't you drink more water?
I started drinking a bunch of water.
But because
I'm in bed and I was surgery.
24 ounces feel like a lot of water for you?
I don't know. 24. It's what, a water bottle? No, water bottle is 16. I just didn't drink it because I'm in bed and I have slices on my nuts. So I just in bed. That's just what I was.
That's exactly what chat said, is drink lots of water.
Who cares what chat says? You make mistakes and you move on.
Tap and go.
And I would, to get to the bathroom the bathroom is about 20 feet away from our bedroom. Sorry, 10 feet from my bed.
Maybe it's 20. Okay.
20 feet from my bed. It's about 5 feet from the door. I would get on all fours because that was the least painful position. And I would crawl on my hands and knees to the toilet, get up and try and embrace the pain until the pain settled. And then I would use the bathroom.
But was not number 2.
It was always number 1. It was always number 1.
And I was annoyed with you that day because I felt like the house, I don't know. I didn't feel very appreciated by my efforts of taking care of you. So I wasn't very attentive to, okay, let me do some more Googling. Let me figure it out. I was just like, you're a grown A man. You can figure it out yourself.
Yeah, and I realized if there's ever a man out there for whatever reason getting a MicroTESE and is going to be recovering at home by himself, you're gonna die. You will die unless you have assistance.
I didn't think I even did much. Did I not do very much?
No, you did a lot. But you didn't do much, but those small things.
Wait, I did do a lot.
Okay, well, I thought you were just saying.
I was setting you up as a test.
Okay. The small things that you did do, literally I could not have physically done by myself. Most vulnerable, most uncontrolled, literally hopeless situation I think I've ever been in.
Have you ever broken a leg or done anything like that?
I broke my hand and I was in a cast for a couple of weeks.
Okay, so yeah, I feel like any kind of leg breaking really is so demoralizing because you can't, and you didn't break your leg, but something where it's hard to walk is kind of demoralizing because you just need help and you can't do anything on your own.
You break your foot, you're in a cast.
I know, but then in the middle of the night, you're crawling to the bathroom because you don't want to hop because it hurts and you crawl. I'm just saying, because I've had that experience. My sister just had that this summer. It's just kind of a demoralizing experience because you have to rely on people for things that you could do every day.
Yeah, it's true.
So you were in severe pain. It was 6 p.m. I tried to call my pharmacist uncle and he didn't answer. And I don't know. I just think I went into straight panic mode for 2 seconds. So I didn't call my mom. I should have done some more Googling. I feel like a total idiot now. But we drove to the ER because we needed something stronger than Miralax.
We thought
Miralax was the strongest thing you could take.
Enema didn't work.
We thought Miralax was the strongest thing you could take.
Yeah. Apparently I looked it up.
One step further.
The long story short is we went to the hospital, and I freaking hate hospitals. God bless first responding workers, or what are they called?
You're just trying to cover your butt right now?
But
saying how much you hate doctors?
I hate hospitals. I hate ERs. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. Where someone will come in and be like, oh, I'm not actually the doctor. I'm just here to take all the paperwork. And then 20 minutes later, nurse comes in who's not even the doctor that's going to come look at you, will then be like, oh, tell me what's wrong. Oh, okay. Great. Well, the doctor will see you in a little bit. And I'm like, what was the point of you coming in?
Yeah, it was about 3 hours of just sitting, waiting. You're in severe pain. It's not getting better. And long story short, they gave us like a drugstore.
A
What's it called?
$2 bottle
What's
of
it called?
magnesium citrate.
Yeah, I'm so embarrassed. So you took that, and then
And then
Uh-huh.
I was still in pain that night, but the pain subsided the following day, and then
like
was
3 a.m. You exploded the toilet.
exploded the toilet.
TMI.
But I still had that abdominal pain on Friday.
And then I think you just
And then it was
slowly
gone
turned
by
it off.
Saturday. It was gone by Saturday. I could hobble around Saturday.
Remember how I wanted to keep plans for Thursday night? And I was
Friday night.
Plans for Thursday and Friday. I was
Oh.
so ambitious. They made it sound like it wasn't going to be that bad of recovery. And honestly, maybe it's not for other people.
Everything on the internet, though, is like, no, it is a full week. And I tried going to work Monday, and it was
bad.
It was rough. I went for 3 hours, and then I went home.
Yeah. But then you had a jock strap the whole week, and then by
I was
Thursday,
back Tuesday, and I worked a full day, and I do construction. I worked the full day
labor
on Tuesday, and that wasn't a full week yet, and I was super sore by the end of the day. And then I was about back to normal after that full week.
Yeah.
I actually still have, we're what? A month or 5 weeks past the surgery, and I still have a little bit of tenderness
I didn't know that.
on my actual testicles.
So don't punch him.
Don't punch him.
Okay. So the things that we recommend if you're doing a MicroTESE. Don't get your hopes up.
Get your hopes up, because your chances are probably higher than mine.
You don't know that, actually. Keep your hopes neutral.
Don't, doctors are going to give you a bunch of statistics of what your chances are, what the likelihood.
Lies.
No, they're not lies. Just
Believe
take it with a grain of salt, and you'll get the results as they come.
Don't go under. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
You'll be high as a kite probably with the stuff they give you. And it was for us, it was $1,000 more to go under. So glad we saved that money.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else will go this route, but if you as a female haven't scheduled an appointment, don't wait for the MicroTESE, because if you're at the MicroTESE stage, I don't know. Ours is such a unique situation, but if you're at the MicroTESE stage, schedule the appointment, because neither way, if it goes good or bad, you're going to work with the fertility clinic.
Yeah.
So 0 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Other advice: if you're sensitive to oxycodone, do not take it after a MicroTESE.
Or take it and then start with Miralax.
Or with Miralax.
If you just have Miralax, you'd be fine. If you were starting with the cups.
When you're trying to relieve
drink
yourself
lots of water,
and you're using the pushing motion, it hurts. As a male, you understand, in a roundabout way, when you're pooping, you kind of push with your nuts. I don't know how to quite describe it, but
Are you about to say what I think you're going to say?
No, I don't know it.
That you feel like you understand a little bit how a woman feels when they have a baby?
No.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that.
I'm sure it's worse than what I went through.
That's true. That is true. Anything else you want to add?
Just be careful if you're getting a MicroTESE.
Good luck. That's all I have to add to it.
Good luck, and it's not as scary as you think.
The post-op is way scarier.
The post-op is the worst part, so enjoy the surgery.
I hope we're not rooting It's fine, whatever. We'll scare everybody into it, and then maybe it's not as bad for them.
Surgery is a breeze. Post-surgery can be rough. I'm sure it's different for everyone, but that's what it was for me.
And that's all we got. So join us next week for our next episode on Infertile and Unfiltered.
Goodbye.
Over and out.